Ms. Brinker new?
Here.
Did I do this thing? Right, go down that way? Okay. Mr. Nielsen?
Here.
Mr. Pearson?
Here.
Mr. Powers? And Mr. Colstead?
Here. Okay. Stand for the pledge. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Do you have any public comments?
Valerie Weiskirk, Midlothian, Illinois. Don't know if you guys heard or not, but a couple weeks ago, the Village of Midlothian passed their Rain Ready Plan, which is the first in the nation. So we actually are on the forefront at this point when it comes to watershed and, stormwater mitigation. I just am hoping that since this is not a topic that anyone I've heard bring it up to you as a board, I hope that this is the year that the Park District climbs on board and kind of finds ways to work with the village and cooperate with this Rain Ready Plan because it's exciting stuff. We can make some really big changes. And some of the problems that are happening with the flooding that's going on is because of Park District property, like the 150th and Kilbourne slant. And I know you're going to shake your head, but understand that when I drive through it, it's not doing anything to mitigate it either. So it's the idea that here we have opportunity to go ahead and use space, perhaps more smartly, wisely, things of that nature. And I just wanted to give you guys a thumbs up, and I hope that you guys will support working into, all the plans this year, those ideas of being rain ready, rain gardens and just things like that, because it's going to make a huge difference. It's going to bring families back to Midlothian, and they're going to want to go to the Park District, and use the facilities. So, while we might have technical issues as to who exactly is responsible, how about just the topic in general, I hope the board will embrace, because that's exciting stuff. The first rain ready plan in the nation. That's something I hope you guys are willing to get on board with. So.
Isn't there something in the plans that Costner Park is included in or something?
It's talked about, but it's that the plan is not so detailed yet. It's very flexible, wouldn't you agree?
We have the underground drain pipes in there when we redevelop that field, and the south side is meant to hold water because we know that creek backs up.
Yep.
So that was all part of when we redeveloped Costner Park. We already thought about it, but the problem is that whole area doesn't have any storm sewers, and that's
part of the problem.
That's a major problem.
It is.
That's why the pond is there. That's why we have the overflow from the pond. That's just natural grasses there. So we included all of that into our plans on the redevelopment many years ago. So
It's the same way at Bremen Heights. I live right across the street from Bremen Heights, and we redid all the drainage and stuff when we redid Bremen Heights, but we still flood because of the village's.
And understood. Oh no, and I'm
It's
not dismissing at all the village's role.
Right.
But it's a cooperative thing. It's the idea of, if we can get the village to go ahead and make a change, it's got to be a teamwork
right.
type of thing. So it wasn't an implication that you guys were necessarily absent. Well, it's not like you're absent or slacking, but in turn, it's time to up the game a notch. You know what I mean? And get even a little more dedicated towards that kind of a direction. So yeah, I knew that it had been built, but there's a lot of village stuff too.
yeah.
But that's what makes the plan cool. There's just really the skeleton, and we get to talk it through and build it as we go based on our own experiences. So thank you.
Thank you.
You know what, I just realized I didn't get a plan.
That was handed out at the last meeting.
On Saturday.
I
Yeah,
didn't get one.
on Saturday. You
Yeah.
didn't get one?
I know I got your folder to
Yeah.
put your name on it.
Let's shoot a copy of that. That's okay.
No, that's all right.
I thought about it today and I thought, well, this is fun to discuss everything.
Right.
So,
Yes.
it's not that big a deal, and I didn't get it to look at it.
Yeah, no, and I thought everybody got it when we got
Because
the,
you gave that on Saturday, correct?
on Saturday,
Yeah.
when we met Saturday, so.
It might be sitting in her office
It
too.
could be.
Yeah.
It could be.
She's on vacation. Yeah, Helen's on vacation. So.
No, it could be.
Yeah, we'll get a copy.
Yeah, we'll get you a copy. Do you wanna have her look at
You have
yours
the
right
agenda
now?
there, right?
I have the agenda, I don't have a
You have the
packet.
agenda.
Yeah.
You can
Okay.
take it. Okay. That's why I was like, I didn't get an agenda, I was like, I need to make a copy at least of your agenda.
Okay.
So. She must have been in vacation mode. See what happens when I'm off and she's leaving and it's chaos. Sorry.
They're waiting for Jerry to come back.
Yeah.
Oh.
Waiting for Jerry to come back. The copy.
Some water.
You have enough people to help you tomorrow, first thing in lunch?
Your mom's coming.
Is she?
I know that she told she was coming, told Sharon and everyone.
She asked me if I was coming. I said, who's gonna watch the baby if you're gonna be eating your lunch? Oh, just bring him away.
Can you imagine all those people going up to him, oh, he's so cute?
They would enjoy that.
Oh, they probably would. And he's gonna be like, Mom, what are you doing?
What is it? Is it Lisa's Diner?
Mhm.
Right.
And then Durban's next one.
Yeah, New Jersey's next.
I know Sharon talked to Lisa Designer about doing a meatless something
This is Lent.
because of Lent. So she's gonna do meatloaf still, but she's gonna do like a meatless spaghetti too.
I know Durban usually does something too, where it's,
But this year, I don't think it will. Oh, it still will affect it.
oh yeah,
Okay, I'll make sure I let Sharon.
yeah.
Yep.
All right.
Okay. Well, other than Mary Helen, everybody else reviewed the minutes from January 14th, special meeting of the 16th, closed session of January 16th, regular meeting of January 20th, and closed session of January 20th. Closed session?
Regular meeting. Closed session is January 20th.
Yeah, it is the 20th. It would have been the 21st.
Which,
The regular meeting.
That
It's
then we.
it's wrong on the agenda, but not in the minutes.
would,
Oh, I'm sorry, on the closed session minutes, it is wrong as well.
It is wrong, so we,
so it's January
21st, correct.
Correct.
so then we, well, okay.
We'll get them corrected for next week, because we don't
They'll
vote
vote
on
the
them. We don't vote on them until next
So
week.
next week,
Yeah.
okay, good.
So we'll get them corrected.
Okay. Okay. That's fine. We can go on.
Okay,
If I have any questions, I'll call somebody.
all right. Director's report.
Okay, obviously Evelyn is not here today. She's on vacation in sunny Florida.
Old Florida.
Sharon is in charge while she's gone. She's not attending the meeting by telephone. I'm filling in for her today and next week, so. That's her vacation. Rolling for Thunder, we do have our Candlelight Bowl coming up on March 19th at Oak Forest Bowl. It's $45 per couple, $25 for a single bowler. We raised a lot of money last year for the fireworks, so we're hoping to get that again. So if you want to donate a prize, you just come out. I know a couple of you guys came out last year and just hung out with us and spent some raffle money. I'd like to see you out there again. Angela, why don't you take over rec?
So January 4th, we started taking single game rentals for Minus Field and Memorial. I'm still taking games for that. Minus is actually almost booked up completely, which is good. We co-opted with Bremen once again for the Biddy basketball. That started on Saturday, January 9th. Unfortunately, we only had 6 kids register, which I think it should have been higher. I think last year we had like 26 people registered for that.
Actually, I think there's more than that.
Yeah, it's supposed to be like their feeder program to help promote Bremen basketball, but for some reason they didn't, no one signed up for it.
I think part of the problem with that was Bremen got us the information too late, so we put it in our winter book where it really should have went in fall. Because it started so close after Christmas break, so they really didn't have, I mean, our book went out like, I think the 3rd week of December, so they really only had 2 weeks to sign up. So if they would have gotten us that information earlier, we could have put it in fall, and I think it would have been promoted a little bit better, so next year we'll have to definitely make sure that they, if they're gonna do it again, to get it to us on time.
And I know that he did ask for, of people's phone numbers from last year, and he started calling people
Good.
from last year, but we still only got 6 people, so.
Has he thought of getting some of the basketball players out of class to go to the grade schools, maybe in their uniform or something, and talk it up?
I know that they did, I believe they did that last year, and I know that they came to, well, they were at our Christmas lunch here, it's a Santa lunch promoting it, so I really think that they just dropped the ball this year, to be honest with you. And I didn't really pursue it too much because we don't make any money off of it. It's really just a service to them and their feeder program. So I really, there are other things that took precedence over that this year. I mean, but we could definitely next year look into it, and as long as they get it going earlier. I think that was really the biggest problem. And that could, I know that they did that last year. They went around to the schools and said, hey, sign up for this program. And there were quite a few people signed up last year versus this year, so.
I think also the biggest problem too is that they originally say it's gonna be at Bremen, and then they call me like 2 days before and say, we don't have spots open at Bremen in the gym, do you have something open? So we have to call everyone and let them know either
Right.
the time changed or something, and that's what happened again this year. We had the first one, we had a host here, and the time also changed.
We see,
So-
that seems to be a trend with Bremen.
Yeah.
Unless you're dealing with one person directly, like when I deal with Eric Washington, who's the AD over there, the information seems to be correct, but when you're dealing with all the coaches that call you and change things, that seems to be where things get confused. So maybe next year if we run this program again, we go directly through Eric and not through Otis, so.
Sunday, January 10th, we started our open cages, which goes January through the end of March. It's a hit or miss right now. I forwarded to Matt Prim as also well as girls baseball to see, you know, if they want to come in, and I think lower I have that our average is about one person per Sunday, yeah. So, I've advertised it, but just no one's showing up this year, so.
I think last year it seemed to pick up in February. I think that nobody, you know, their registrations are still going on right now, they don't have their teams set, things like that, so I believe it picked up in February last year. I can go and look at the numbers and get those for you next week, but I think that they were higher in February last year.
Winter classes began the week of January 11th. So far they've been so good. We haven't been hitting minimums yet. So I've been letting classes go with 4 people. I let one teen class go with 3 people just because teens don't register for anything. So I just kind of wanted to push it a little bit more. So I let it go with 3 people. The week of January 18th, we sent out letters to the businesses for Rolling for Thunder donations. I got a few back. I know we got 6 trips this year. Jen did that, and then we also got jerseys and a few other prizes so far.
Yeah.
Aura donated $500 this year, cash donation, which is also good too, so.
Yeah, we talked to Vicky too, he's donating again this year.
Yeah, he usually donates to the actual event as well, to the fireworks. He usually sponsors the band.
And we started calling Rolling for Thunder, people that we sent out letters to this week. So me and Tommy are going back and forth on that, but we start calling people. Pay with Parent was a success. It was on Saturday, January 30th. We had 13 people registered. It seemed like a lot of people had fun. They got a smaller canvas and they painted like a turtle.
By 13 people, is that 13?
Couples.
13 couples, yeah, 13 couples.
Parents.
Correct. And needed 10 to go, and we ended up getting 13, which was good. So it was the first time that we did it. A lot of people said they wanted to do it next brochure, so we put it in our next one. We had 8 events, one-day events that were canceled. In the month of January, we averaged 12 people for adult basketball, 7 for teen basketball, 2 for parent and tot drop-in, which is good to see that people are coming back to parent and tot drop-in, 1 for open cages, and 10 for after-school all-stars. Teen basketball has actually kind of picked up a little bit, all of a sudden. I don't know if they're, I don't know. I don't know why they're coming back, so. For upcoming events, we started taking pictures from My Sweetest Pet photo contest, which the winner will be announced tomorrow, and then I'll post it on Facebook. All the entries are in the front bulletin board.
And is it just anybody into voting on it?
No, the staff votes on it.
The staff votes
Yeah.
on it.
Rolling for Thunder tickets went on sale February 1st. Roller skating tickets went on sale February 5th. We've had no one purchase either one of those yet, so I'm gonna still try to promote it a little bit more. The Mother-Son Dance is tomorrow. We have 4 spots, I believe, opened, so we almost sold out, which is good. It should be a fun time. I know a lot of them had good fun last year too. The Teen Dance is next Friday, February 19th, and we have 15 one-day events coming up in February.
I think we should note too, with the Mother-Son Dance, we've almost doubled our attendance from last year.
That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's a huge, it was a very popular event, so.
We had people calling in December asking if we were still doing it.
So it was one of the better programs that we came up with. I mean, it's definitely popular. Everybody does the, daddy daughter, so we try to do something different. So it's just worth noting that it's doubled in a year. And if we have to, we move it here and take even more.
Yeah.
Just out of curiosity, do you know what the age range is of
It's
the
from-
sons?
It's in the book, it's from 4 to 12 years old.
Okay,
But I think the highest we get is about 8,
yeah.
9.
Yeah, they're mainly
So it's
younger.
middle, yeah,
Mhm.
but that's nice. That's
Yeah.
nice, okay.
Okay, at Ray Day, we have 6 events this month. 4 of the 6 are non-residents. 2 are serving alcohol. We're still getting the church group that comes in and the local. Thunder, we have a contract for Ace Pyro. It's $7,000 for this year's fireworks. We plan to budget, when we're working on the budget, as soon as Evelyn comes back, we're gonna finalize the budget. We budget the $3,500 and hope that the bowling takes up the rest, which we actually surpassed that last year. I believe we were close to 4,000 last year that we raised for Thunder, so, but we like to budget that 3,500 just in case, so. We've been getting calls for other places, but we're happy with Ace Pyro and the guy's a resident, so I think that we should stick with them. So
Anything from that Bummer?
I'm sure that we have, which, yeah, so I mean, but he's a resident and
Yeah.
unless
They've
you
done a nice
guys,
job.
feel differently, we'll just stick with them.
Are we gonna set up like a backup date for that in case the weather's
No.
that good?
No backup.
Mm-mm.
No.
It's way too much work to have a backup date, and with tournaments, we don't have another backup date.
So just pray for no rain.
That's-
Listen, Evelyn's done, because every last event that Evelyn's had, it has rained. For real, for the last year, it has rained, every event that she's had,
The
so,
last couple of years it rained.
yeah, so no, it's just too hard to block off 2 weekends with tournaments, and the band isn't gonna be around for 2 weekends, and getting the vendors to come out for 2 weekends, so we just do it rain or shine, and just pray that it doesn't rain.
Yeah.
So, the use agreements with the sports groups, I believe that did she include it in your packets, or you guys have seen them before?
Yeah.
Um, she did not hear from baseball, so we don't know if they're using the T-ball fields or not. I know that she was waiting to hear from him, she talked to him on Saturday, he said, I'll let you know by Monday.
And then Monday, I know when we were in staff, she said she looked at her email and she didn't get anything yet. So.
And I talked to her Monday night and she hadn't gotten anything, so we still don't know what's going on with them. I know that you guys are talking about, redeveloping some of that land. They're not gonna need more than, I mean, if we take, from what I understand, that structure's only gonna take one field.
One field is, yeah.
So
well,
they don't need more than 3. I mean,
Okay.
at the very, so I wouldn't hold up that project because of baseball.
They've not been using it for games anyway, it's just
Correct.
for practice.
Correct, yes. They, last year they only used it for practice, but it does get used.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't wanna take them all away from them, but
The whole.
one is not gonna make a difference.
Okay.
So, I mean, I wouldn't hold up that project for
No.
baseball. So, maintenance?
Alright, we had a total of 101 work orders on facility due during the month of January with 5 standing work in progress. All required monthly inspections have been completed, which include daily park, playground, and weekly vehicle equipment checks, along with our sled hill inspections. All party setups and cleanups for the month were also done. Some of the highlights for the month were we continued to use our drain cleaner at rain days with no issues since, I believe, Thanksgiving. We replaced all our oil and filters on all parked vehicles. We did a final walkthrough on all winterized buildings and grounds with no problems found. We continued snow removal on all park grounds for a total of 18 hours. We fixed the dripping and leaking exhaust fans in the gym here. We sealed them with a rubberized coating and added a couple drip pans in there. We check routinely. So far, no issues. We ended up painting the maintenance garage bay floors with a epoxy-based paint with a nice decorative chip in it. Some of the things we're gonna do in February is start prepping staff for renewals of their Illinois pesticide exam licenses. We're hoping to paint the lower section of the gym, the blue only. Replace there's I think 3 or 4 exercise equipments. There's a bunch of grips missing, kids pull them off, so gotta replace that before spring. Continue to use the drain cleaner at raise and running on hot water to prevent backups. We changed the light bulb outside the main door. That burnt out again. Found out they put the wrong bulb in there, so that was that problem. I reviewed the 2016 goals with Evelyn. And I looked into some new water removal tools for our fields, because last year was terrible, so got some better stuff. And some installation repairs at the garage. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, I know that she saw a couple of things at conference that she, for water removal, that I think she's gonna look at.
The rubber grips, you just slide them on?
Some are rubber, some are wood that are bolted on.
'Cause the
Yeah,
rubber
some are
ones,
just bicycle grips.
You can all just get a, buddy of mine owns a golf shop, see if I can get some glue, you just, like they use on the golf club.
Yeah, they're glued on, I don't know how to get them off.
It is a constant battle.
Just use a utility knife.
It is a constant battle.
They got the ones, utility ones with a hook on them, just get her grip and they'll pull right off.
Yeah, it is a constant battle with them. They love to, I don't know what the hell they do with them. I mean, really.
Well, they don't even
Keep
use
throwing them
that.
around each other.
Like, what are you doing with the grits? I
Throw
don't
them at each
understand it. It's ridiculous, so. Okay, the Kubota, she included the updated proposal from Hertz in your packet. The price is still gonna stay the $425 a month. The total cost for the rental, from March 28th through November 15th is $37.18. So I know that she's going to ask for you guys to approve that next week.
Wait, what's the Kubota?
The
It's a
Kubota,
little 4x4 we use in the summer.
it's like a utility cart that
Oh,
they use
okay.
for the fields and things like that.
Instead of buying one,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, they give us a new, we get one every year, works out, breaks, they come and fix it.
Yeah. The lawn service, she talked to Lime Green about continuing to do the grass cutting. She attached the proposal, I believe was in your packet. The total is under 20,000, so we don't have to go to bid for that, but she would like, your approval to continue this for the budget, for when we work on the budget next month, so.
She doesn't have, a cost from last year? How much it was?
She told me it stayed the same,
I-
if not, it was a little lower, I believe.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I don't, yeah, if there wasn't an increase, it wasn't anything significant. I can get that for you for next week if you'd like. Sure. The legislative breakfast, South Suburban is hosting their annual legislative breakfast on Monday, March 7th at the Tinley Park Rec Center. Breakfast starts at 7:30 and ends by 9. If you guys want to go, let me know so we can make reservations for you.
Yeah, I went last year, so.
Okay, you want to go again?
Yeah, you may as well put me down.
Okay.
I think I want to go.
You want to go too? Okay.
Good.
Everybody else, if you want to check your schedules and let me know next week, that's fine. We got some time. Finance and budget, we're working on, some of us have already started working on the new budget. We are hoping to have the preliminary budget ready for you guys next meeting. The bond is gonna be paid off in December of 17, so, the only thing that we're kind of struggling with is the federal government changes and the exempt employees and what the salaried employees, so. I believe that what we're gonna do is build it in how it is now, and then if they change it, then we're just gonna have to adjust.
Yeah.
I guess, who knows what they're doing? They don't know, so. The auditor, she gave you guys, 3 proposals for the annual audit. The lowest is from Carrison. She gave you those numbers. She would like that to be approved tonight, so you can get busy on that. So we'll take a vote on that. And then the master plan, our master plan expires this year. As you guys talked about at the board retreat, most of it has been completed, so it's time to start a new one. Design Perspectives did our last 2. He gave you guys a proposal, it should have been in your packet as well. And it would be, if you guys approved it, they will start in between May and August. So, that's all I have. That's all she has, so, do you guys have anything else?
Was it Design Perspectives who did the last?
They did our
They
last
did the
2.
last
Oh, they did the last two.
Yes. Yeah, he also has done, the layout of a number of our park renovations, so
Okay.
that's done an excellent job for us.
But we follow that master plan pretty well. I mean, we follow what, it's really important to have that plan. So,
Yeah, if
Yeah.
we wanna get any grants, we need to have them
Yeah.
Yeah.
in place, so that helps.
I don't have anything for human resources, so,
Okay.
except for, I'm sorry, except for Dominic. That is definitely a human resource issue, so.
Okay. We have the treasurer's report.
I gave that to you
Take a
tonight.
look at that, yes, and review that. That'll be for approval next week.
Correct. And she gave you a bill list, but I
Bill
believe,
list, yeah.
I mean, there's hardly anything on it.
Yeah, it usually isn't.
Yeah, you'll get an updated one next week.
Okay, so under new business, I'll need approval of the United Healthcare bill.
Motion.
I'll second.
Mr. Pearson?
Aye.
Ms. Brinkner?
Aye.
Mr. Nielsen?
Aye.
Mr. Powers? Mr. Colstead?
Aye. I'm looking for approval of the 3-year auditor contract for Harrison.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
Ms. Brinkner?
Aye.
Mr. Pearson?
Aye.
Mr. Nielsen?
Aye.
Mr. Powers? Mr. Colstead?
Aye. And I would like a motion to go into closed session to consider appointment, employment, compensation, discipline, performance, or dismissal of employee, purchase or lease of real estate, or possible litigation.
You have to, she made a motion to go into closed session, so you have to,
I need a motion.
yes.
You need a second.
I need a motion.
No, she needs the motion. I'm telling her that she needs to
She needs a recorder.
correct.
I'll second.
Mr. Pearson? Ms. Baker New?
Aye.
Mr. Nielsen?
Aye.
Mr. Powers? Mr. Holstead?
Aye.
Alright.
There will be no other business after.
We knew that was gonna be your question, so we got